Minister, I want to add my support to the abolition, obviously, of hospital charges amounting to €800 in a year. And I think if we're to provide universal health insurance, those charges have no place in the system. But I would ask you also to look at the issue of hospital charges for parking. And we have a number, some hospitals do offer discounted systems for regular visitors, but you can have situations, I know of one, where family members were coming in to hydrate their mother inside, and they were all paying for parking every day, and they were doing that 4 and 5 and 6 times a day and getting very little discount for it. So I don't think that's fair to put that burden on people, so I'd ask you to have a look at that, and it applies around the country as well, you know. I also want to acknowledge the recent heroism of the staff in Wexford Hospital, who did their actions undoubtedly saved lives, and we could have had a terrible tragedy down there had that fire occurred at night time when the full staff complement wasn't available, and they did tremendous jobs, including moving 4 people on ventilators out of the ICU, and I don't think they got enough recognition for that at all. And I know you're looking at trying to figure out capital supports to get it back up and running, but in the meantime that fire has caused significant movement of patients into Waterford A&E as well, you know, Minister, and in the last number of days we had 300 patients presenting at A&E in Waterford in a 24-hour period. Just 12 hours ago, again, we have a motion from the hospital there, a tweet from the hospital asking people not to come in because the A&E is overcrowded. So, Minister, I'd ask you, what are you doing in terms of trying to support the Waterford A&E? What staff have rotated out of Wexford? What additional budgeting are you allowing? And what other movements of staff are happening to try and deal with the A&E situation there? Just on another point, I had a discussion yesterday with the Taoiseach regarding the 24/7 situation in Waterford, and I was glad that the Taoiseach acknowledged that the government's position was to deliver that in coming time, albeit that he put in the caveat today of some review of that, and that's fair enough because it is a review based on numbers which we will absolutely exceed. But we need to get the second cath lab. We need to get the second cath lab up and running, Minister, and that can't be done without beds. And you and I have spoken on this a number of times. There's no capital supports in there for beds. So, Minister, there is a possibility of bringing in a modular day ward, which we are doing in other hospitals around the country, would immediately provide the bed capacity to allow us to activate the second lab. And I'd ask you again what proposals are there around that. And finally, there's 3 planning permissions secured on University Hospital Waterford there for the lab extension, the development of St Otran's and an oncology support building. And at this stage now, most of them are lying there nearly a year and no action on those. So, Minister, again, could I ask you please to do that? We were down there recently, as you know, was the best performing hospital in the country in terms of trolley counts. Can't be any more in light of where we are, but I'd ask you what supports they're providing. Thanks.